Good morning, everybody. Jonathan Cataret and myself, Mara Dixon, we're really happy to be here this morning to present this webinar on the advantages of eWON's new Flexy 205. This is going to be a brief presentation, about 15 to 20 minutes, and then following that presentation there will be a question and answer period, and we'll ask that you enter any questions that come up during the presentation in the chat box, and then we'll answer them at the end. And so now, without taking any more time, I'm going to hand over the presentation to Jonathan, who is going to present the new Flexy 205 with its fantastic new functionalities. To you, Jonathan.
Thanks to you, Mara. So hi, everyone. Thanks for being here. Thanks to assist with this new presentation about the Flexy 205. Just before we begin, I just want to make sure that everyone sees my screen and also hear us well. Okay, so I'll just show my screen. I don't think everyone can see it. There it is. All right. Okay, so let's start. I think everything seems to be all right. So let's go. So thanks again for being here for Flexy 205. So, all right. So why selecting and choosing an eWON in your machine? So here you have a list of all the main benefits of the value-added services that eWON can provide to your machines. But I would like to emphasize on the two last points. So if you need an eWON, is ultimately to maximize your machine uptime and productivity, and also to learn from your machine and build better equipment. So if you're looking to have iterations of your machines, that's going to help you well with all your data that you can record inside your Flexy. So I would call that the evolution of the eWON product. So at first, if you only need to have a VPN remote access, you can select the COSI, which is an industrial remote access router. But if you need more data, logging, some services, alarms, and everything, and if you're looking for some modularity about your connection, you should go with the Flexy. It's an IoT gateway and also the remote access router. eWON has been selected for a third year in a row as the #1 choice in remote access. So it's a very, very liked product in all around the world. It's very popular also. So this is why from a survey, Control Design from machine builders, selected them for a third year in a row, the first choice in remote access. So here, how it looks like for the new Flexy 205, you can see that it's a smaller design, a more robust construction with I would say the biggest feature is like the COSI 131 that we have right now. It's the possibility to have your 4 ports here, and you have the WAN port included now inside your 4 ports. So why selecting a Flexy 205? So obviously is to have remote access to your machine, and also to collect your data, establish some alarms, check for any other parameters like the consumption of data or of power. You can monitor your machine in real time, also collect all your data to push it through a cloud base for future analysis. A typical customer of the Flexy 205 obviously is the end user, but we're also looking for the machine builders and system integrators to ease the access to get some data and also to troubleshoot their remote machines. So for Flexy 205, little specs here. So a compact and more robust design. Now the WAN interface is built in. So as I have mentioned previously, you have a WAN port that is included. You have the possibility to configure your 4 ports as a LAN or WAN ports. There's also 2 slots for extension cards. These are on top of the unit. The picture doesn't show it well. But these slots are for the SD cards, or they can be used as a memory extension, and also for easy commissioning. So you just, let's say you have 50 Flexis, you set up all your parameters, and then you copy it on the SD card, and you're good to go for the second and so on Flexis to set up. 24 volts DC powered, it fits on a DIN rail. They also extended temperatures from -25 to +70, so it's great for us in Canada. And also, they extended the warranty from 2 years to 3 years, so it's a good benefit for everyone. eWON is really confident that their product is very robust, and from there, they extended, they added an extra year in warranty. Okay. So why also choosing a Flexi? Well, it's already in the name, so you're looking for a flexible connectivity. So now we have, instead of 4 slots of extension cards available, we're at 2. A reason why is now we don't need at first to have the Ethernet card, which is already included on the 4 ports there, but there's also the possibility to have it if you want to use your 4 ports as LAN ports. There's also the Wi-Fi card that is still available, the 3G cellular card, and there's a new card now with the 4G that is available, so for all the carriers in Canada. So this is a great addition since the start of the year, so since January. You have also the USB card. You have 3 slots for connectivity, so it's good for connect your PLC, such as Omron PLC that uses USB connection. It's not for a USB key, so please remind that it's not for importing your music or pictures or just having some receipts for your machines that can be inputted there, so it's for communication. You have also the I/O card, so 8 I/Os, discrete and analogs are available, so as input and outputs too. You have the old serial cards that is also available for your old devices that communicates with the serial ports, such as 232, 422, and 485. And there's also a new card, which is the NPR cards for all the communication with Siemens devices. Also, a new features from the Flexi is now they have a new GUI. This GUI is user-friendly, simple and modern. Just for an example here, it's not shown very well, but you have a search bar here. So instead of going into the menus and sub-menus to change a parameter, now you can just type it in the search bar, and you will have it in just one click. So it's going to be easier for everyone. And also the easy commissioning is available with the SD card. For the Flexis, for the one that already know about it, we have the same features as the older Flexis, such as the secure remote access. You have also data acquisition that can be done with all your PLCs or devices that are connected on the LAN side of the Flexi. Data logging and retrieval, so you can data log all your important data. Email and SMS notification that can be set up inside the Flexi. You have also a local dashboard, so it's an HMI web page that can be set up on the Flexy itself. There's also a programming that can be done with the basic script or JavaScript, and the Flexy is OPC UA compliant now. So much more in details for the secure remote access. I just want to point you out this picture here that shows really well why people are selecting the Flexy. So for sure, it's a secure remote access. We're creating an open VPN point-to-point access through a tunnel. And why the IT people really likes the eWON products is the fact that we're using an outbound connection. So it's they have less permission. It's easier to configure to have an outbound connection instead of a inbound connection. So basically, when you want to access your remote device from your computer, you log yourself through eCatcher or M2Web. You're going to connect to the Talk2M servers, and on the other side, the Flexy will connect also on the Talk2M server using an outbound connection. You can establish this connection using either TCP or UDP. By default, it's a UDP connection, which is a little bit faster. But if you want something more robust, you can go in TCP. You also reach only the device on the LAN side. So there's a LAN segregation, no access to the factory network. And the Talk2M infrastructure is included inside the eWON. For data acquisition, you have a list here of all the PLCs and other devices that can be compatible with the eWON, and so Allen Bradley and other stuff, and many more. If you have any question regarding your devices that you would like to connect, don't hesitate to ask us. For data logging and retrieval, once you establish your communication with your PLC through the I/O servers, you can create up to 2,500 tags. Polling rate is a minimum 1 second. So if you're looking for something a little bit faster than that, make sure that you're aware that 1 second is the minimal polling rate. Your local data can be logged up to 1 million timestamp points. So it's a FIFO pattern here. So first in, first out. So the millionth and 1 point will erase the first point. These data, let's say you're not connected on the internet or the connection fails. Don't worry, you're not going to lose any data because it's all memorized in the local buffering memory there. For email and SMS notifications, for each tag that you've created inside your eWON, there's a possibility of 4 thresholds by tag that can send an SMS or an email. And what's nice about it is you don't need any email servers to establish or any SMS relay. It's all included inside the Talk2M services. For a local dashboard, there's 3 ways that you can create your own HMI through a web page. So you can go create it in HTML5, in Java, or you can also use eWON software, which is free on the eWON website. So it's pretty easy to set up what you would like to look for as a live monitoring. And you can also create any buttons to start any script. And the beauty of it is using also M2Web, so talk2m.m2web.com. You don't need only eCatcher. You can also access through a web page from your smartphone or your tablet, a laptop, any device that can connect to internet to access your own local HMI from your eWON. Always in a secured connection. Also, for the Flexi, it's OPC UA compliant. OPC UA is a multi-platform language that eases the communication between the machines and also servers. We're in the IIoT period right now, which is it's a really good buzzword. Everyone is hearing about IIoT. So from the OPC UA side, it's going to be eases these communication between any machine and the networks. There's also a programming side that is included inside the Flexi, so you can program in basic script, and if you want some more challenge in your life and you're comfortable with Java, it's also a way to program it. I would say sky's the limit regarding any programming that you would like to do with the Flexi itself. Nearly everything is possible. If you would like to see any applications or some scripting examples, I suggest that you go to the web link here, techforum.ewon.biz, for more details. So what's great about eWON is the fact that their connection is supported with all the Talk2M servers. There's multiple servers all around the world. I think they are now at 25 with a first-rate monitoring 24/7 throughout the year. And for my personal experience, I've been working at Rotalec for the last 2 years, and the biggest downtime we had was, and the only one, was 40 minutes. So it happens only once. So with the redundancy of all these servers, there's almost no downtime for accessing and troubleshooting your machine remotely. It's also a very secure connectivity with a traffic encryption. So, and the eWON have been awarded recently of a certification, which is the STAR Security Test Audit Report. So they hired a white hat hacker. So these ones are consultants that are trying to force the access through the eWON, and after that they gave their tips to eWON. So unfortunately, or fortunately for us, the white hat hacker was not able to crack or access the eWON security. So they've been awarded from there last year, and we've been informed in the last Flexting conference in Chicago in October, from October 2017. So really, really a secure connection. If you have sensitive data to protect, don't worry about it. eWON can handle it. Also, for all your data, eWON has a certified eWON solution partner. So let's say you want to crunch more data for a predictive analysis. eWON has some partners that can help you out with it. I know in Quebec, we have a partnership with a company called Mnubo. So maybe for Ontario and the rest of Canada, there's a few others. But this is a way that you can crunch your data yourself for predictive maintenance and for optimizing your machine. But through multiple possibilities for your data, such as the data mailbox, and there's some APIs and that you can use to communicate with other partners as well by MQTT also. So the key selling points of having eWON. So all the major PLC protocols are embedded for the data acquisition. We can go up to 1 million of points, timestamp points inside your eWON, even if you're not connected online. You have the flexible connectivity, so you can also script over a failover. So if you're, for example, having disconnection from your WAN side, and you can fail over to a cellular or a Wi-Fi connection, So this way you will never lose access to your eWON. It's open and easy for third-party integration. All the remote access solutions are included inside the Flexy or any other eWON products. So there's 3 ways to connect yourself remotely with eCatcher, with m2web.talk2m.com, and also there's a new app now available on the App Store and Google Store. It's a free app, so that's a third possibility for you to connect yourself online and check your data and what's going on with your machine. So I've tried it myself and it works pretty well. So that's pretty much it about the presentation. There's a few testimonials here, so we're gonna see if there's any questions from you guys. Oh, I think we have a question, Mara.
Yeah, I got the first one here. This is okay. I think you kind of touched on it, but they're looking for some more information on it. Can you explain in detail the changes concerning the cards offered on the new Flexy 205?
Yes. So for the new cards, if we just go back a little bit, I'll just go back to the page that talks about it. All right. Okay, so the new cards available is the MPI cards. This card is only compatible with the new Flexy 205. This one is for, as a reminder, for all the Siemens devices for communicating with the Flexy. And then you have the 4G cards available for all the carriers in Canada, such as TELUS, Rogers, and Bell. And there's a new card from Verizon, which is available. So if you have some people here that are building machines for the United States, now it's compatible with Verizon. Why it was not available before? It's just because Verizon is using another range of cellular frequency. So now it's compatible with the eWON.
Right. Oh, I see another one. Okay, this one I think is related too. If you have a Flexy 202 already with cards on it, are they compatible with the new Flexy 205?
Yes, great question. Yes, any older Flexy, such as 201, 202, 203, if you have cards over there, you can swap them and plug it inside the Flexy. So they are all compatible. As I said, on the other side, there's only the MPI card, which is not compatible with the older Flexy. For the rest, it's the same card. So if you have a defective unit or you just want to upgrade your units, you can select your own cards that you had before, and you're good to go.
Okay, and there's another question here. It says, what is the price difference from the Cozy and the Flexy? And maybe you can add on the difference between the old Flexy and the Flexy 205, Jonathan.
Yes, so about the Cozy and the Flexy, not sure exactly about it. I would say it's maybe $300 difference. So depending, Daniel, depending on what's your needs about your connectivity, if you only want to remote access your machine or your application, I suggest that you go with the Cozy. But if you want a little bit more, or you're thinking about having some data recorded in the future, I would suggest that you go with the Flexy. So for the price difference, I'm not sure about it exactly, but it's around maybe $200 to $400 difference. And also, well, it depends if you need other extension cards that can price that up a little bit. On the same way of thinking, between the old Flexys and the new Flexys, there's not such a big difference in prices, but the Flexy 205 will be more economic. It's going to be more advantageous for you to use the new Flexy 205 because you don't need to buy a WAN extension cards. I think there's like $100 difference between the Flexy 205 and an old Flexi such as the 201, 202, 203, plus the WAN Ethernet card like this one. The only difference is that now the Flexi 205 is cheaper because it's built-in. So thanks for your question, Daniel.
I think that's the last question. If you have any other questions, please feel free to contact Jonathan or your Rotalec rep, because I'm sure they'll be interested in speaking to you.
All right, excellent. So everyone has maybe a last question?
Okay, it looks like that's it. Thank you so much, Jonathan, for your time, and thank you for this presentation. Have a great day, everybody.
Well, thanks to you, Mara, and hope you will have a nice weekend. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask us. And you can contact me directly at Rotalec, or you can call also your sales rep or the other text support representative as well. So thanks again, everyone, and have a nice day and a nice weekend.